the airdrop aid for Gaza campaign all the way to Jordan. So we took it 3,002 miles on the auspice that people believe that petitions go nowhere. It was started by a man called Yossi from America, and we felt that we needed to take it to the people who knew what they were doing, and that's Jordan. In northern Gaza, and it is a real northern Gaza, now the Israelis have split Gaza into two, so often people talk about North Gaza, which is actually central Gaza. Northern Gaza, there is no humanitarian aid trickling through. There's none. So we listened to a Palestinian teenager last night who was talking about eating grass. They're boiling up seawater. They're eating animal feed, which I believe now even that's running out, which is loaded with hormones which make organs swell, and it's not for human consumption. So we knew that Palestinians in the north, the real north, were not getting any of the humanitarian aid that was trickling through in the center through the Karim Abu Salem crossing or through Rafah. There were thousands of aid trucks that were just sitting in the sun and not going anywhere. A lot of the perishables will just end up in landfill. The 4 ships that are now in Al Arish in Egypt, which haven't been allowed to dock, 2 of them have mobile hospital units on them, and 2 of them are humanitarian aid. It's just going nowhere. So we know that the aid isn't really getting into even South Gaza. There's a small amount, but not enough. We know that it's not getting into central Gaza. So we know that the people in northern Gaza are starving. We know that famine is there. We know that disease is setting in. So Jordan was the only person that could logistically make this a reality. Jordan opens its doors to people who have an initiative and have ideas. So it's very different from the UK, where government ministers don't even reply to you. They were very supportive, very helpful. And through the Hashemite charity organization, we were able to get food aid delivered, and we were able to get it loaded onto the plane where it is now sitting on the runway. Jordan has already made multiple airdrops, but it's medicines. And it was really important to try and persuade Jordan to change its medical aid drops into food drops, because at the end of the day, when people are starving, medicines are less important than food. So we felt going to Jordan was there for 3 reasons. One was to thank the Jordanian efforts and the Royal Air Force, and one was to raise awareness amongst the people of Jordan to help push this campaign forward. And the third was to really shame other countries to get on board the campaign. So the campaign, if you like, for us was successful. We had to meet a lot of government ministers. We had numerous press conferences. We were allowed to interrupt a theatre performance. And also we went on Royal TV. The British were asked to join the airdrop aid for Gaza campaign, and the defence minister, which I believe is James Heaveley, turned around and said we prefer to use the maritime routes. Well, I just have to say at this point that there are no maritime routes. If you know your geography, which he obviously doesn't, a maritime route, the only coastal route that you could take aid to Gaza would be by going through Gaza's waters, where you've got Israeli gunboats and you'd be fired on. Another maritime route would be up through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait and then to the Port al-Aqaba in Jordan. But why do that? Why not just become part of the airdrop aid for Gaza campaign? Because the only way to get aid in northern Gaza is by air. I know that the Dutch have joined the campaign and helped to drop food aid for the very first time over central Gaza and southern Gaza. And also the French made one medical aid drop. But other countries have showed interest, like Turkey and Algeria. And I think the United Nations Security Council also said that there was a need to do airdrops, but they haven't moved from that point. So other countries are interested. They have acknowledged that the campaign exists. And so, yes, a coalition of countries is really important. You're not going to get that from Britain, we already know. But there are many other countries that could assist the Jordanians to get food into northern Gaza. We're up against the clock. We literally maybe have a week before even more people start dying. And they're dying in 2024 from famine. Children are dying from starvation in this day and age. And it's shameful. And so, yeah, an airdrop now is the only way to save the lives of over 600,000 Palestinian people.